time for our keynote address. Now, our next speaker is a multi-award-winning Caribbean American blogger, podcaster, and mental health advocate. She unapologetically uses her influence to foster healthy content and conversations that propel those who listen into positive transformation. I can't wait to hear from her, so I'm not going to spend a whole lot more time telling you all that she is, because I know you can be, looking her up on Facebook and so on when she's doing this. Please, please, please put your hands together wherever you are, and let's welcome our keynote address speaker, Jay Blessed from Jay Blessed Media.
Oh, thank you, sis. Thank you. Oh my God, you guys look beautiful. Greetings, beautiful people. It is my absolute honor to be present with you today at WeLead Caribbean's DisruptHER 2020. This is going great. I am so full. I am so full. Lysandra, Duck Malvo, you are amazing. Salutations to all distinguished guests, my other fellow speakers, online attendees, television viewers, but special thank you to Abigail Long. You are a fearless visionary, and we are all here because of you. I am Jay Blessed, CEO of Jay Blessed Media, a boutique digital media firm, founder and award-winning content creator of my eponymous website, jblessed.com, the home of a human experience from a Caribbean perspective, and the creator and producer of the first and only Caribbean mental health podcast, In My Head with Jay Blessed, which is heard in 86 countries and counting. Now let me reintroduce myself. Hi, I am Jamie. I am a child of God. I am a gift. I am a warrior. I'm a risk taker. I'm a change agent. I am a disruptor. A disruptor is a person who challenges the way an industry, an ecosystem, a community, or family operates by presenting an innovative and progressive way. Simply put, a disruptor causes good trouble. But permit me to go a bit deeper, to speak to you as a sister, a daughter, a friend. I'm a survivor of incest, rape, physical, psychological, and sexual violence. I have endured severe abuse and emotional trauma all before the age of 18 that has ultimately shaped my psyche and affected my adult life. I have been abused, and I've also been the abuser. I've been called here today to disrupt the way our Caribbean community has been operating by addressing many of our social norms, by dismantling stigma, stereotypes, and shame, by challenging our behaviors, and by presenting some improved, progressive, and healthier ways to not only survive, but to thrive. I must warn you, this is not your typical keynote address. I came here to raise the rug and pull it out, pull everything out underneath it that has been swept there for generations and generations, mostly with a simple warning many of you know intimately. Do not air the family's dirty laundry. Oh, sis, it's time to clean house, starting with you. We are women who are at different stages in our personal lives and careers. Some of you are married, single, divorced, not quite sure what you're in, empty nesters. Some of you are C-suite executives, dignitaries, entrepreneurs, housewives, students, creatives, and some of you are still trying to figure it out. Whoever you are and wherever you are, I want to let you know that I'm happy you are here. You're not here today by happenstance. You didn't just stumble across this address. No. You are divinely commissioned to be right here, right now. You are alive and in your right mind. You are still here. Many of you have endured some horrific, traumatic, and life-altering experiences, and the mere fact that you are still here means that there's more work to be done and that we've been divinely called for the job. the job of healing our families, leading our organizations, leading our communities, leading our nations. But a hurt soldier can't lead an army. As a leading Caribbean podcaster, I've had the pleasure of reasoning on air with experts from various fields, including renowned doctors, politicians, industry leaders, cultural ambassadors, and everyday people. With content centered around mental health advocacy, it's imperative to have these leading professionals chime in on topics that affect us all. Yet, in most of my esteemed guests' stories, I've realized that there was a common thread. They too all had to overcome some form of traumatic experience. Like the New York City mayoral candidate who, as a teenage Black boy, was gravely beaten by the police. The young woman who lost her freedom serving 4 years in prison for a crime she did commit. The girl dad who lost his fourth and last baby girl at the age of 17 from a car accident. Or the woman who at the age of 15 witnessed her father shoot and kill her mother in the presence of her younger siblings. Everyday children are being psychologically, physically, and sexually abused and killed. Many are going missing. Women are being sexually assaulted, raped, beaten, trafficked, and murdered at alarming rates. Men are silently suffering from chronic illnesses, intentionally hurting the ones they claim to love. And many are dying by the hands of the police, the hands of their brothers, and by their own hands through suicide. It's time to raise the rug on these issues. They said you would never make it. They said you were supposed to be dead and gone. But look at you. Look at you living your best life. Look at how you pushed through all of life's obstacles and ascended to where you're presently at in your professional or personal lives. You should be so proud of yourself. 2020 will go down in history as one of the most painful years for many generations. A year of great depression, great disappointment, great revelation. We spent this year surviving a pandemic and all of its shocking effects: social distancing, isolation, working from home, remote learning, unemployment, economic collapse, global restrictions and resistance, and insurmountable deaths. We were marching in the streets because Black Lives Matter. Social unrest and social media left us mentally and emotionally exhausted, all while trying to keep our families together and alive. The world we knew it came to abrupt stop. We were mandated to stay in our homes. Masks became this year's hottest accessories, while COVID-19 ravaged through our world, delivering 66.5 million cases and taking 1.53 million lives. 2020 has been the year that has brought many of us to our knees, pushed us past our limits, overwhelmed us in almost all areas of our lives, broken our spirits, delivered unbearable grief. We are mourning the loss of our loved ones due to the pandemic, natural causes, health issues, violence, and suicide. According to the World Health Organization, CARICOM nations are leading the world with the highest deaths by suicide. Suriname is 6th highest, while Guyana ranks 3rd in the world, where for every 1 woman, 3 men commit suicide. Travel restrictions and border closures metastasize our grief, affecting our ability to work, have fun, and even escape, preventing many of us from gathering at social events, celebrating milestones and victories, and robbing us of the opportunity to hold our loved ones for the last time, or to be present to pay our last respects and honor our dead. Do any of you feel emotionally overwhelmed, numb, unsure of your next move, concerned about your future, feeling unmotivated? Anyone need a hug? Anyone in need of a new heart? Though its heavy energy has many of you calling it the worst year ever, 2020 has actually been the year of great transformation, full of opportunities to tap into the collective power of healing. We were able to spend more time with ourselves and our families, for we were awarded the invaluable gift of time. Time to reconnect, time to lean in, time to be still, time to stand up, time to heal. For years, we've avoided necessary work, choosing instead to consume ourselves with busyness. We've been conditioned to view rest as laziness and peace as boring. But now, we've been denied all of our normal distractions and excuses and are being forced to deal with a very harsh reality that many of you and many of us are in need of deep healing. Pain doesn't care who you are. It doesn't care if you own a Birkin bag or Michael Kors. It doesn't care if you got a weave or locks. It doesn't care whether they call it curry chicken or chicken curry, whether they like ethnic wear or designer items. Doesn't care about your race, your gender, your socioeconomic background, your social status or influence, the letters before or after your name. It knows your address. It will visit you. You, however, determine the length of its visit. Will you allow it to pop in and just say hi? Or will you usher it in to take up residence for free in your heart, in your home, in your relationships, in your life? I am no one's moral compass because I am a flawed woman still processing my own pain, remnants of pain. But I have done major work, and my life's calling is to continue doing that work in myself and to lead by example, to secure a legacy of power and prosperity for my daughter and her children and their children and their children's children. I am showing up here as my authentic self, gangster fingers and all, sharing cringeworthy details of my private life to serve as a mirror. I'm inviting you to look at your own reflection. Look closely. Do you like what you see? Now look beyond. Are there areas that trigger you to seek improvement? I want you to know that above everything, you are beautiful. All those scars and bruises are reminders that you've lived and triumphed over battles that many have not survived. But the deeper scarring that is invisible to the naked eye is where our focus will be today. Today is the day that you choose you. Today is the day you choose you before you choose anybody else. Today is the day we raise the rug to have unorthodox and uncomfortable conversations. Today is the day you get radical about your healing. Stop playing games. Too many of us are holding on to things that are festering in our spirits and manifesting in our physical bodies, issues in your womb, cancerous cells, chronic health issues. Many of you decided a long time ago that you were going to hold on to that pain, that unforgiveness, that secret to your grave. Time to shed the superwoman complex and allow yourself to be vulnerable and ask for help. I read somewhere that healing begins the moment you stop pretending you aren't hurt. Yeah, healing isn't linear. It has optimistic highs and depressing lows. Healing isn't fun either. It's painful and messy, uncomfortable, isolating, even dark, but it is so worth it. I know some of you have had to struggle. Some are still struggling to survive and function in your right mind. Let's take a deep breath and finally let go of the things you've been holding on to that no longer serves you any good. far too long, you've allowed unaddressed trauma, latent pain, emotional numbness, negative body image, mental turmoil, secrets, shame, insecurity, dysfunction, toxicity, abuse, unforgiveness, and grief to dim your light. I beseech you to begin the process of doing your own healing work. 13th century poet Rumi is the author of one of my most favorite quotes, which states, "The wound is a place where the light enters in." What's holding you back from putting you first and taking care of yourself? Is it that you don't have the time because it has been monopolized by work and the kids and your husband and your home and your ailing parents, your health issue? The list can go on for days, you know. Now, the real source of your trepidation is fear. Fear to relive memories, fear of addressing the person who hurt you or who you've hurt, fear of failure or fear of success. Or is it fear attached to words that are embedded in your head from a parent who said you would never make it? You're nobody special. You're just like your father, or I wish you was never born. Fear. False evidence appearing to be real. Let me re-narrate the story embedded in your head for you. Girl, look at you and how you've turned negativity into a successful story. You are so special. Your Heavenly Father must have really, really loved you so much, the way He took His time to create the powerhouse that is you. You are needed. You are loved, you are appreciated, and so many people are inspired by you and need you in their lives. You add immeasurable value everywhere you show up. Sis, I am so happy you are here. Some of you might feel like you're a top spinning in mud, feeling stuck and still making excuses not to launch out and do what your spirit has been telling you you need to do. Brooding in your head, talking yourself out of your own healing work, asking, but what if it doesn't work out and I get hurt again? But sis, let me ask you a question now. But what if it does work out and the results are better than anything you've ever expected? You'd never know unless you make a move and positively commit to getting the good you deserve. You are your own magician. Manifest the life you really want. So make today the first day that you take the first step forward. You don't need to sprint because it's a very long road, but every step in the right direction is progress towards your healing. My Baba, Ifa Onifade Olowu, recently said these very wise words to me. When you do what you're supposed to do, what is supposed to happen will happen. Your mental health affects your physical health, your sexual health, and your spiritual health. So I beseech you to tap into your courageous power of self-love. Make prayer the center of your life. Open your mouth and speak positive truths into your life. Fill your cup first and be selfish about your personal needs and boundaries. Accept that you, just like everyone else, are responsible for your own healing. Seek therapy as an elevated form of self-care and stay committed to your healing journey. For those of you watching who may have limited resources, I encourage you to seek counsel from clergy, a faith-based leader, a certified counselor, or counsel from a trusted friend, and Google is a friend. So when you leave here, after receiving all the downloads from all these powerful speakers, know that you've been marked to show and prove what you've learned. As a leader, you've been tasked to do your healing work first. You have been. Before you go out and try to help other people, you got to help yourself. Someone needs to hear what you've been through to help you through. Someone needs to hear what you've been through to help them through. We need you healed and happy so you can show up as your full, confident, radiant self. Ugh. Act now before 2020 closes to tap into this transformational energy. It's time to rewrite your narrative, raise the rug, activate your healing. Now is the time to disrupt her, and you are the her. Thank you. Thank you, ladies. Have a wonderful evening. Enjoy your conference.
Well, thank you so much, Jay Blessed. I feel like we were in church just now, and it was all we could do to stop ourselves from crying. Someone messaged to say this is a crying part of the session, and boy, was that true. Removing the rug, pulling it back, certainly something that we needed to hear as Caribbean women as well.